Division of decimals. Let's set up our first example. 57.61 divided by 7. Okay, now you may have seen the previous video where we were multiplying decimals, and this works in exactly the same way. It's all about how you set it up. So let's set it up as we would set up any other division question. We're starting with 57.61 and we're dividing it by 7. The decimal point here, well, we go to where our answer is going to be, and directly above we put our decimal point in place, and the answer builds itself around. So 7 into 5, well, that doesn't fit, so we carry the 5 forward to here. 7 into 57, well, that goes 8 times, and you're left with 1 over, which we can add here. 7 into 16, that goes twice, 2 left over, and 7 into 21, that goes 3 times. There's our answer. 57.61 divided by 7 is 8.23. Let's try another example. This time, let's go for 53.94, and let's divide it by 6. Why don't you pause the video, set the question up, see how you go on. Okay, so 53.94, and we're going to divide that by 6. Okay, before we do anything, make sure you put your decimal point where the answer is going to be, and yes, your answer will just build up around it. 6 into 5, well, that doesn't go at all, so we carry the 5 forward. 6 into 53, well, that goes 8 times. Now, if you're ever in any doubt how much you want to carry forward, well, you just ask yourself the multiplication. 6 times 8, that's 48. So that means we've got 5 to carry forward. Okay, 6 into 59, that goes in 9 times, and we have 5 left over. 6 into 54, that's 9 again. And there you go. 53.94 divided by 6 is 8.99. Okay, let's look at a couple of questions in context. Now let's imagine that you and 5 friends go for dinner. The total bill comes to £71.94. And that's for 6 people altogether, you and 5 friends. How much does each person have to pay? Pause the video again, set the question up, see how you would go about it. Okay, so we're obviously going to have to divide this bill in 6 ways to see how much each person is going to be paying. So we start off by setting out our £71.94. When you're dividing it like this, you don't need to worry about the pound sign. Just make sure you include it when you get to your final answer. Go to where your answer is going to be, put the decimal point in place, directly above the decimal point in the question, and start dividing by 6. 6 into 7, well, that goes once, with 1 left over. 6 into 11, that goes once as well, and that would leave you with 5. 6 into 59, that goes 9, and that leaves you with 5. And 6 into 54, well, that goes 9 times again. So each person is going to have to pay £11.99. Okay, one last question for you to think about to finish off. If you have a bill, another bill, and this time it's 8 people, and the total bill comes to £115.96. I want to know how much each person has to pay to the nearest penny. Okay, so remember the bill was for £115.96, and that was between 8 people. So let's get straight into this. Before we do, of course, make sure you put your decimal point where your answer is going to be. 8 into 1, well, that doesn't go at all, so carry the 1 over. 8 into 11, that goes once, and that leaves you with 3. 8 into 35, well, that goes 4 times, and that leaves you with 3 left over. 8 into 39, that goes 4 times as well, and that leaves you with 7. 8 into 76, well, that goes 9 times, and we've still got a remainder left over. We've still got 4 left over. All you do in that case is add a 0 onto the end like so, and carry your remainder over onto it. 8 into 40, well, that goes 5 times. So there's your answer, 14.495. Now, is that your final answer? Well, no, because remember the question was to the nearest penny, how much would each person have to pay? And this goes back to your skill of rounding. Now, your answer in this case will need to have 2 decimal places because we're talking about pence. And to illustrate any amount of pounds and therefore pence, well, the pence you need to use 2 decimal places. So to round correctly, we need to look to the number to the right of that. In this case, it's a 5. And remember the standard rule for rounding, if it's 5 or more, round up. So we round up. That means that our answer to the nearest penny is each person needs to pay £14.50. Thanks for watching.